coming. I'd like to thank Dren and Ben for helping to put this together, and of course the maid for providing this awesome space to do this in. So thank you. I'm Micheal Bross. I am going to talk about my work on Oddworld, involved with that universe for the last 15 years. Oh yeah. Sorry. It's like an audio wander off the microphone, right? Okay. So I'm going to talk about Oddworld. I'm going to talk a little bit about the process when I was at the studio, and just kind of give you some of the work and talk about it a little bit. As far as who I am, I've been in the game industry for 23 years. Doing it for a long time, maybe longer than some of you have been alive. Sorry. Yes, longer than some of you have probably been alive. I've worked on Oddworld. I'm the staple composer on Ratchet & Clank series. I've worked on the last four games on that franchise. Hopefully I'll be doing another one soon. We'll see. I've also worked on other IP like Dungeons & Dragons, Civilization, actually with Ben, and Lost Planet. I've done some audio direction consulting on tanks. And currently I'm working on a title for Insomniac games Edge of Nowhere. It's a game that will be published or released June 6th, 2006, this year, June 6th, on the Rift. So a really awesome experience. I've gotten to write over 2 hours of music for that project. It's been a lot of fun to work with the team at Insomniac. As always, they're really awesome professional. So that's my background. I've worked as an audio director, composer, sound designer, some VO direction, even done VO. Some of it I will show you a little bit of tonight. So as far as Oddworld goes, I got my start with them back in 2001. At the time I was living on the East Coast. And I can't help it. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I love to wander around. So let's see if I can stand still. So at least stay in the general vicinity. So I was living on the East Coast. I worked for Take-Two for probably about 6 years. Actually, going back, I started in the industry about 1993. I started working for a very small company called Paragon. About 15 people, which eventually turned into what turned into Take-Two's first studio. So I was the first sound designer at Take-Two. And as hopefully some of you know, Take-Two owns 2K Games, publishes BioShock, and they own Rockstar, and you know what Rockstar is Grand Theft Auto. So they're a really big company now. But I worked at their first studio, which was in a little east of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So they actually shut down the studio. I was doing a little bit of freelancing after that, at the end of the 90s. And I worked for a post-production house for a while. Doing advertising work, which I actually couldn't stand, but I'm not doing it anymore. And then I kind of went back to a little bit of freelance work. But I was looking for something at the time anyway, looking for something more long-term, like most of us are. And so I sent out a ton of resumes, probably. Resumes were probably like, I don't know, 150, a lot. And saw this position at Oddworld, based in California, and I was really excited because I knew they did beautiful work and innovative games and some really interesting stuff. Send it in, but half expecting I wouldn't hear from them. And I kind of forgot about it. 2 months later, I got a call from their HR people. Said, "Hey, we'd love to talk to you. Got a lot of resumes, but you look like you're potentially a good guy to work with. So I went through this long string of phone interviews over probably the course of 2 weeks. So I started talking to HR people, and then I talked to producers, and directors, and eventually I worked my way up to Lauren Lanning, who's the founder of the company, and also the visionary behind the Oddworld franchise. And I talked to him for a while, and that seemed to go well. And I didn't hear from them for probably another week, and then they called me. The HR director, Mike Reifers, called me. He said, okay, here's the deal. We think you're the guy. We think you're the guy we want to hire. We're not sure. But this is what we're going to do. Fly you out. And what we want you to do is, if you're the guy, you're going to have to stay. Right after the interview, you're going to start working immediately. And because we have a deadline coming up in 3 weeks for Munch's Odyssey. And he said, so pack your bag and have 3 weeks worth of clothing and whatever you need. But then he said, but if we do the interviews and it doesn't really work out, we're going to have to send you home. So I'm like, okay. So they flew me out, and I got there and I started interviewing about 10 o'clock in the morning. And went to 5 in the afternoon. Talked to a lot of different pretty intense series of interviews. And so Mike took me into the conference room and said, sit here, and we all have to talk. And probably about an hour later, he came back. He said, all right, you're the guy. So let's get started. And then from there, I immediately got started on doing work the next day, and worked for 3 weeks, really hard, hit the deadline. And then because we were so close to launch, we were only about 5 months away, and there's so much audio work to do. They said, you need to get out, back to your house, back home, pack up all your stuff. Luckily, my wife had packed up a fair amount of stuff. But I flew back, and we packed what we could in the car. There was stuff could not fit in the car that I wanted, and I just had to throw it out. And so we got in the car and we drove for, I guess, 3 or 4 days out to California through snow. I didn't even think that there was going to be snow. And we almost hit some trouble. And finally drove into California into this small beautiful town, San Luis Obispo, which was where Oddworld Studio was at the time. And then I was there for the next 4 years. Until they actually had a studio closure in 2005, which I'll talk about in a bit. But my first title there was Munch's Odyssey. It was a difficult title because it was a launch title, and it came out with the first Xbox. And if any of you have anybody here have worked on launch title at all? The thing about a launch title is you're working on the game while like Microsoft at the time, who we were working with. You're working on the game while they are working on hardware. So you're trying to build a game on hardware that's kind of in flux. It's kind of like you're flying somewhere on a plane, and they're building the plane while you're going somewhere. So it was a little crazy, but we finally finished that. And then the next thing we ramped up to was Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. And initially that was the development time. I think I remember about 2 years, but it ended up stretching out to 3 years. That project was the most exhausting project ever worked on. And I've worked on probably over 200 games by now. So it was very exhausting, but it was also one of the most rewarding projects I've ever worked on, and probably one of the projects I'm most proud of. And small handful of projects I'm really proud of. That's one of them. So that was great. And then I was. They did another title. Actually, 2005 they shut down their studio just because at the time back in 2005. It was a really tough time to run a studio. Back then was a lot different than it is now. I'm working on it. Back then, really needed a lot more money to develop a game. The budget on Stranger's Wrath, I think, was like 25 million. And now you can get Unity, you can get Unreal Engine, basically for free and begin developing. For the most part, it's free. But back then, if you wanted to license the Unreal engine, of course you couldn't download it. And if you wanted to license it, you had to pay $1 million, basically. Or maybe a discount of like, I think $750K. So it's pretty ridiculous. So people couldn't just like start a company and work on a game. And if you wanted to create a game, basically had to build your own engines. There weren't, I think Unity was in its early stages, and there really wasn't anything out there that was developed like there is today. Today it's so much easier to develop games, and of course there's so many more developing games than there used to be. Kind of fast forwarding a little bit. Oddworld, Lauren and Sherry CEO, they kind of took a hiatus, and then after they decided to come back to developing games again, and they decided to work on this Oddworld named Tasty. Anybody's played it, but it's kind of a remake. Somewhat of a remake of the original game from Oddworld, which is Abe's Odyssey. Yeah. I'm working on it. Sorry. It was the original game was kind of remake, but they used a lot of modern technology and really they added a lot of new content. And so Oddworld kind of changed the model. They didn't have an internal studio anymore. They were working with a partner developer, which was just Water, based in the UK, and they had an internal sound designer who actually ended up doing some of the sound design and the wise implementation. I wrote some of the new music, or all the new music, and then kind of took some of the old music from the original game and kind of did a little repurposing and reshaping and bringing it up to date. But some of it I didn't do much of anything with. I'm going to show you a little bit. This was actually Eric did the sound design. Say hello, Eric. Over there. Did the sound design. Yeah, there's a video. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is kind of an early, this isn't a later stage of the game. I mean, the game was looking pretty good even back then. But this was as far as sound design goes. It's kind of early mock-ups of some of the new sound design, kind of the reimagining the old sounds. I think they did a good job. Some of these didn't become final sounds, but I thought it was a really good direction. Kind of the original music that was in the original game, but kind of more high-res. It was like maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. I don't remember. And then now we're just about to kick off a new project, Oddworld Storm, which I'm part of, and basically the audio director on, writing a fair amount of new music on. It's pretty exciting. Just getting started on that. I'm in pre-production. So let's talk about. I'm going to talk more about probably. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. That project meant a lot to me, and talk a little bit more about the internal development, because actually on staff at the time. Now I'm just basically freelancing and working with the company. So. Oddworld definitely did things differently than a lot of companies I've done work for or worked with. And I've worked for a lot of companies and internally at studios probably 15 years of my career I've spent working internally at AAA studios. So one thing about the process was I did say it was pretty exhausting. And I'd say we tended to do. Not just we did way more iteration than I ever seen any company do. Sometimes I would spend on one or two sounds. I would spend months, and I'm not saying months on these sounds, but for the whole time. I would be working on a lot of different things. But we'd go through this very long iteration process. Where I would spend. I remember spending on one cutscene over a period of I don't know, like a year and a half. Like a minute and a half. So it's crazy, and how we would go through, and that was the same with everybody. Engineering team, and with the artists, and with the concept artists. One thing I do want to bring up is there are a couple of different models for game development. At least two main ones that I see there. They're kind of variations. But one is in terms of hierarchy. You have a model that's a little more flat, and you have teams kind of making decisions together. Some people have a little more power than others. Generally, it's kind of a team decision making thing. But this model was a little more kind of like a pyramid structure. We had it was almost more like where you think like a film. You have a director. Lauren was the director. And then he would kind of be driving his ideas, and then he expected the audio leads, me to feed a lot of new ideas in and kind of try to innovate and do some new interesting things. So he was particular, and I would say he wasn't an audio person, but really knew what he wanted. He was very. He was the most demanding director I've ever worked with. But anybody I would pick him first to work with again. He was so awesome to work with. So there was that. A lot of iteration going on. The second thing is that all assets that we did, nothing was ever approved. So what I mean by that is basically what it meant is it was only approved once it went out the door and was shipped. Once I knew it was on, at least with Stranger's Wrath, which went to disc. Once I knew it was on disc, and it was out the door, and it was in the public. I knew that it was done. But Lauren would never give approval. He barely give approval on anything. He always wanted flexibility to change things. So that was sometimes be a little chaotic because there was always way too much to do. And so it caused a little stress from time to time. But I got through it. Survived, and really learned a lot in the process. The third thing is because we were an independent studio at the time, and really needed a whole different level of funding and money that now to build a game. It was really Oddworld was an independent studio, and it was really we were a small company, probably like 50 people. I mean, if you looked at EA, which had a few thousand people, and Activision, and they had access to a lot of resources, and huge audio teams. I mean, even look at Blizzard today, right? They have a team of how many audio people there? Like 45 people on staff that are in the audio department. That's insane. I was the only guy, for the first probably 3 years who was in the audio department. So I was doing everything. We had a budget, but we were there were limitations. Which I'm about to talk about. So I had to be pretty resourceful. I know as sound designers and composers, we want that dream studio. We want the latest gear. We want all of the latest plugins. Thank you. We want all the latest plugins. And I know everybody everybody in this mostly audio people, right? When you start to talk about great audio or the latest audio gear, everybody's eyes glazes over. Because we love that shit. So but and while I was able to Oddworld was gave me tools I needed. I didn't really have a big budget, so I couldn't really when it came to, for example, with the music score. So here's the story. I went to Lauren and I said, I'd really like to hire a guitarist, percussionist for the score, so I can kind of widen the palette and do some cool things. And he says, no. I'm gonna let you do that. But the big reason was he didn't want me to do that was because we had this process of intense iteration I mentioned. And part of that process is being able to iterate fast and change fast. And once you start bringing in outside people like bringing guitarists and then the process basically slows down and it becomes a longer iteration cycle. So what might it might take a couple weeks. And then the other thing you fear of was like, once we recorded it, he would want it maybe change it. So that would mean we'd have to bring the people back in, and then it becomes eventually cost prohibitive, right? So I'm like, oh man, I'm so frustrated because I can't do what I want to do. So I had to be resourceful. I had to be creative. So I went to him later and I said, okay, here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to take percussion lessons, and would you be willing to pay for that? He's like, definitely. So I took percussion lessons for like 5 or 6 months, and I went out and I bought a guitar for like $150. No great guitar. But I went out. I didn't know how to play it. But I started trying to figure things out and learning to play. To be honest with you, it's been about 10 years since I still don't know how to play guitar. But I got enough of what I needed, and I did a shitload of editing to get something that sounded pretty good. And in the end, I think that I believe it created something really unique and really different because I didn't go down this path that a lot of us would maybe normally go down. I'm going to hire that person, kind of follow this process. But basically, I was forced to kind of do this other thing. And as a result, when you go down a different path, you will tend to create a different set of results. Something unique and special. Hopefully that's what I did. So that's kind of my story. Creativity or innovation through limitation, right? So I'll play a couple examples. Hopefully this sounds good. I speak down low and might be a little bass in the back, so sorry. Tell me if it's too loud, too soft. I'll play it. All that low stuff is also guitar too, a little bit. Just kind of manipulated. So that's kind of the idea. And then I have another play for you. This is I'm also using guitar. I didn't really perform guitar. I would record a lot of material. I would record a lot of material, and then I would edit, manipulate, pitch, stretch, and do all kinds of crazy things. I couldn't play guitar, so I knew theoretically in music. I know what I'm doing musically, but I just didn't have the performance and stuff. So I'd have to record. If I want to play chords, I'd have to play a couple different tracks, kind of build the chord, one at a time. A little crazy. So here's another idea. And this actually has This has some percussion that's interesting. I used chopsticks and a lot of kind of more wooden elements like sticks. And you'll hear it once I play this for you. Kind of those that iteration process, kind of the whole process, kind of filtered across a lot of other areas of the game. At least for me, not just music, but sound design, VO. Lauren, from the beginning, he did his own voiceover for the main characters. For Abe, for Munch, for Stranger. But there are a lot of other characters in the game too. And so he did cover some of them, but one person can only be so diverse. Luckily, I've done a fair amount of VO over the years because and I'm sure a lot of run into this working on games. You work on something and the producer says, "Oh, we need VO, but we don't have a person to do it. Can you figure it out?" So that's happened so many times where you just kind of jump in and do it. And over time, doing it enough, you just get good at it. And I know VO people hate me because I've done so much of it, and I don't even care. So one this particular game, I did a couple of characters, but one set of characters I did. They were known as townsfolk, or at least that's what we called them internally. But they were eventually known for the release as clackers. I'm not sure why we call them that. But anyway, they are. Let me show you. So that's what they look like. They're kind of this chicken-inspired character, right? Bird-inspired character. And if you've played Stranger's Wrath, it's the first part of the game is kind of spaced in more of a desert setting. As you go through the game, you climb in elevations. You're following the river up river, because you're trying to basically blow up a dam and kind of bring water back to the valley. But in the beginning of the game, kind of in this really hot desert environment, it's really dry and dusty, and then you have these characters. And so the first thing I started to see from them, other than talking to Lauren about the design, I see visual design, production artists, from concept artists, and so from that I started getting ideas as far as what would the VO be, what would these characters sound like. And so I kind of envisioned them, especially like in this environment, like really hot, really impressive, the heat. And so they're really slow, and they don't want to move, and they're kind of lazy, and they're not really motivated, and they want shortcuts, and they're forgetful too. They're like, what was that doing? Stuff like that. So I'll play some early VO mock-ups I did.
You might want to drive a little further up the river.
So this was raw, and these were.
I've seen a boat around here, some secto industry prick praying them names out.
So eventually what we did, we pitched them up a little bit, make them a little more comedic, and give them a little more character, more.
Well, butter me feathers and call me a biscuit. There ain't been a boat around here since them natives got their shaft.
So with the script, at least not with the cut scenes, but with the script, gameplay script, the designers were writing some of the stuff. But I actually did a lot of ad lib, and so probably I think all the stuff I just kind of went in, I just kind of went off, and came up with ideas. So I had a chance to contribute a lot to what was really a script, even though we didn't really write a lot of it down. So this particular piece here, this was first. So what I did is kind of had an idea for the voice fleshed out, right? And then the animators by that time the animators were starting to work on conceptually how the characters moved, they acted, kind of the feel, right? So this was the first animation test that they did, and they took the video I did, and created this short, really short, kind of funny thing here for you.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we get ourselves a fine meal of pork and beans? Come on, Billy, we just had that for breakfast and lunch.
So so it's kind of our first test to see what the vibe would be and how it worked. So all the VO we did was done internally. I did a fair amount. Lauren did a fair amount. We had two other people who were actually pretty good, and we ended up doing that. And for what was important for us was we wanted to hit. It was really important to hit the emotional tone and to really move people. I'm gonna play one of the last things I'm gonna play here is the cutscene actually from the end of the game, and I really this is one of the favorite cutscenes that we did. And I think one of my favorite cutscenes out of the whole Oddworld franchise. So let's play this for you. Yeah, sorry. Then large bits in the house. All right. Here we go. So this is Lauren doing all the VO. For those of you who have not played the game, I just ruined the ending for you. What's that? Yeah, sorry. So that's basically it. That's as far as I got with this. So does anyone have any questions? Yes. Any questions? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. For being a sound designer or for sound design? Right. Well, definitely you need a reel for sure. That's to me more important than a resume really. Because you can have all kinds of great stuff on your resume, but if the reel doesn't look good or sound good, then that's kind of the whole story right there. So to me, the reel is by far the most important thing. Resumes are also important too. I think at this stage it depends on if you're trying to be employed by a company or if you're trying to freelance. Generally it'd be good if you had kind of an online some type of online presence, like a website. At the least, you can basically have your reel online. These days. So yes. Yeah. Yeah, you do stuff like that. Everybody has. These are all great ideas. That's pretty much the answer right there. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Absolutely. So I think one thing I really learned by being there is to gather a ton of reference and to always be listening. Even when I'm still working with Lauren and sending me emails daily. He's sending me stuff. Check this out. It's like this kind of like open door as far as taking reference in. And if you saw his and this is who I learned from. He's more of a visual guy. But if you walk into his space, studio, his office, he has a row of books and reference longer than this room, taller than ceiling. Tons of books, and that's not just he can't fit them all in that space. He has more at home, so he's always gathering reference. And so what I learned was and I can't do it now without reference. I'm always like pulling in a lot of different reference, and kind of trying to get ideas from what's going on out there, trending, maybe something a little more obscure. In this case, there's a lot of you can obviously your spaghetti western influence, but there's also this electronic influence, and even though we're dealing with this natural world to an extent, there are a lot of new things going on with electronic music. Actually, Lauren's a fan of electronic music, so he's always pushing the idea of electronic music, and then also this idea of a lot of atmospheric elements, right? Which I also love too. And it's kind of a blend of maybe electronic or maybe something else. Like a lot of that stuff you're hearing actually in those recordings. You might be hearing a little synth there. I didn't actually end up using a lot of synth on this game. It was really a lot of I used a ton of guitar and processing and manipulation of guitar for a lot of things. So it was kind of ridiculous how much I did and how much you can do with the guitar. even if you don't know how to play it. So yeah. I think over a period of 3 years, it's definitely changed a lot. I mean, I had some core ideas at the beginning that some of that survived. But the cool thing about having the time. I mean, I've worked on projects, plenty of projects. You just don't have the time. You just kind of you have to get in there, you do it, hammer it out, move on. But it's really nice when you do have the time and experiment, play, and you can fail, and do all kinds of stupid shit, and then eventually figure out what really sounds cool, what's going to work. And to really do a soundtrack right, to do something right, you really need time. You really need time to do it. To kind of go through that process of discovery. Really. Yes, I'll get to you soon, Richard. Yeah. You're like, okay, well, I'm just shoveling. I don't care as much about this as like, if you disagree, you agree with like the iteration direction. I didn't always agree. But my approach always was, and it's always this way with people. If I don't totally agree with somebody, I'm willing to do it anyway. Because I feel it's going to give me a chance to learn and figure out. I'm like, okay, I'll try something different. I'll do it different. And sometimes we find they hear that doesn't work. Yep. I'm like, yep. But it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter because I had a chance to do something and think a way that I hadn't thought before. And I was just looking at it like challenge. It's like you're constantly getting a chance to climb Mount Everest. And people die doing it. They love it. So you just accept that part of the process and actually try to find value in a lot of value in it. Yeah. Richard.
We talked about this a little bit. The difference between what my 10 years ago, product ships, assets, Granite, great market. Now, these days, and I'm just kind of curious to your thoughts on drive, different processes, agile, that it's a sprint, small model, years, things like little children.
Yeah.
Even when you're done.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, no, we're not. We can change the time.
That's true. So like during the time of Wrath, we basically you finished it before everybody saw it, and then you put it on disc and went out the door and prayed that people would like it. Now what happens is a product goes live, and you can change it after it goes live. Because we're just dealing with a lot of online stuff now, and that has some different challenges because what happens, in 2005, you do something, and the audience would hear. Now you do something, and you're like, I want to change this, and you do change it. People will complain. So you kind of have to figure some of that out. Like, do you really want to do it? I mean, is it really important? I know. I was talking to some of the Blizzard guys a few years ago, and they had some sounds in World of Warcraft when it first came out. They said that was terrible stuff. They couldn't stand it. But people got used to it and hearing it again and again. And then when they changed it out, better stuff. Everybody complained. So Yeah, yeah.
They have the aspect of the whole feedback tied into this, so that it becomes hard from a design standpoint to manage that.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if it's more Oh, okay. Well, that's happened. I was just curious to see if they impact on
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a different world today working on games. I mean, Ben probably. I think Marvel Heroes really great example of the question you're asking, where you know. There was a redesign though, right? Yeah, there was a redesign, right? Wasn't there? Okay. It's more like a lot of rebalancing. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it is great. It's great. Even not just the banging so just gauging distraction. Music. Nice.
Cool. Any other questions? Yeah. There's a lot of interaction with people. I mean, really, for me, I was kind of more like direct line to the creative director, and designers gave input, but I mean, to be honest with you, sometimes we had five designers, level designers, and they all had their own maps to work on. I mean, environment, and so. And they would write this kind of the scripts for characters. Now some of the designers really funny. They wrote great stuff. Some of the one designer was terrible. He was. I shouldn't say that out loud. He was terrible. And yeah. Okay. And so he would bring a script like no. But what I had the power to when I was there, I'd be like, I'm not reading this, and I'm gonna rewrite it, do something new. So that's what I do. So there was some interaction with people, but really the designers didn't at that didn't really give a lot of input into the character design and feel. I mean, probably gameplay perspective, but not from like the vibe, the sound of the characters. Because I basically only had to answer one person. So it was good. Anything else? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It depends. I mean, you're gonna find. I think interviews can be pretty detailed these days. People will, you can be put through the ringer. I think on if you're kind of starting from like I don't know how much experience are you trying to get entry level? Okay. So there tends to be a lot more forgiveness for people. there are also a lot of people for the job. But it's there's more forgiveness, I think. But when you kind of get more experience level, by that time I had some experience. The interviews tend to sometimes they get trickier. I mean, you get experience. I've done it a lot, so I'm pretty good at interviewing. But they also get trickier as you go up the ladder. Yeah. Did I answer your question? Okay. Yeah. But Oddworld was pretty picky about people. They had gotten for this particular job, they got 500 reels. So it was pretty, and they narrowed it down to like four people. That was back in 2001. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had fire on my back the whole time. Yeah. Crazy. That's good.
So many questions about iteration, and my question is, what did that experience of iteration, how did that change you as a person? Did that make you better all of a sudden? Do you use that now when you're doing stuff that next amount of time you do lots of revision? Is that exactly better feedback? How about that?
I can scale to the timeline of a project. But I absolutely revisions will. I feel revisions have made me a lot better. Because you create something, and then somebody's saying, no, you got to change it, and then you have to look at it and say, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to change it? So you have to kind of interrupt your process and disrupt it basically, and think, how am I going to how am I going to do this? And sometimes the question, some revisions are easy, no problem. And others are like, I'm going to throw the whole piece away and start again. But I think no matter what, it's time in the seat. I'm doing the work. And anytime you're doing work, you're going to get better. Whether it's revisions or new stuff. So. Anything else? Okay. Cool. Thanks everyone. Ben too.
Let's hear it for the maid.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we're welcome to hang out here for a little while. We've got for a little bit longer. There's snack, water, and thanks for coming. And hopefully we'll do another one of these in July. Yeah. All right.